Hi there. It's great to be with you today. Ryan asked if I'd do the devotion, and so I said, yeah, sure, I'll do it. So I was thinking what to do, and I thought, well, during these times of having to deal with COVID and everything, I'll talk about a song I wrote, if that's okay. And the song is called, also called Though the Fig Tree, or it's Yet Will I Rejoice. I think that's what I called it, Yet Will I Rejoice. And it's actually based on Habakkuk 3. And one of the key lines in it is when I'm facing trials and troubles and I can't make sense of the times. I thought I'd just share a bit of my story about times in my life where I can't make sense of the times. What's going on, Lord? How should I respond? And it's very simply, there's the answer's kind of there in Habakkuk 3, where I'll read it for you. It says from verse 17, though the fig tree does not bud, and there are no grapes on the vines, though the olive crop fails, and the fields produce no food, though there are no sheep in the pen, and no cattle in the stalls, yet I will rejoice in the Lord. I will be joyful in God my Savior. And it's funny, because I suppose when people see me, generally, I'm on stage leading praise or worship, and I will often be in a joyful state. I believe in joyful praise, as you may have experienced. So, but people might think, oh, well, he's got no cares or troubles in life. But I just thought I'd share a little bit of my and Tracy, my wife's story. Many years back, when we were younger, we had a time plan for having children. And I think it was get married 5 years, we'll have our first kid. And that was the plan. And the 5 years came, and to no avail, nothing happened. And to cut a very long story short, we tried and tried. And literally, the fig tree didn't blossom. There was nothing on the vine. And it was a crazy story in the sense that we tried fertility treatment, if you know, ICSI 3 times, very expensive. Those all failed, and then we then couldn't afford to keep going. So then we went on to adoption. Our first adoption attempt, and I say attempt, was the baby that we were about to adopt got Edwards disease, or had Edwards disease when the baby was born. And so the baby was only given 6 months to live, so we ended up not taking the baby because that was the best thing. So that was a failed adoption there. Then a while later we decided to adopt again, and my brother-in-law's domestic daughter had a child, and we said we'd adopt him. And we received him on the day he was born, and about 8-10 hours later, we got a call from the social worker to say that the mother wanted the baby back. So that was another failed attempt. And anyway, to cut a long story short, we ultimately just let the matter settle and decided that we wouldn't pursue anything else and keep going. But through all those really difficult times and huge days of questioning, why is this happening? God, why aren't you answering our prayers? Why is the fig tree not blossoming? We just couldn't come up with answers, but all we could do was respond and say, though there are all these questions and though there are all these difficulties, yet will I rejoice in the Lord, because God is my hope. He is my Savior, and my joy is found in Him, not in the things that this world can bring us and offer us. And so it reminded me of also James 1 says, consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, lacking nothing. And so, in some ways, the answer is, God allows these things to happen in our lives because hey, we can develop and grow, and through perseverance it develops our faith. And so we rejoice in that because we have a Father who cares for us. He doesn't bring the difficulty, but he uses the difficulty to mature us. Isn't that exciting? And in Philippians 4:4 it says, rejoice in the Lord always. Again I say rejoice, whether we're in lack or whether we are rich or whether we are poor. We have a hope, and that hope is in Jesus. And so maybe have a listen to the song and let that speak to you. And I want to encourage you to rejoice in the Lord always, because he is our hope. Nothing in this world is. He is the joy of our salvation. Thank you. Bye.